The truth is out. We don't have to call it Planet X. NASA wants you to call it Planet 9. And they probably want you to start arguing about where it is and how close it's going to come. But the bottom line is we've been measuring this interplanetary helium, hydrogen, and electrons since 1999. Everything has been corroborated by other studies, microwave studies from Earth, other satellites, even SOHO, which so many of these YouTube astronomers show you a lot of SOHO stuff. Guess what? They haven't showed you 1,500 videos later. They never showed you SOHO was also measuring a second solar wind. They never told you, did they? That data was available to them. These are smart people. Why do I have to show you the helium all the time? Because they're here to lie to you. Your family's life is in danger. And it's not really so much the solar system I'm worried about. I keep saying, fear mankind before you fear the solar system. That's your most immediate threat. That literally has to have astronomers just scratching their head. Why would you need to update an ephemeris? Even the go-to telescopes are needing to be updated. People are having fits trying to find things by using the computer tracking. That literally has to have astronomers just scratching their head. Why would you need to update an ephemeris? We tried to show you that a lot of movement in the northern hemisphere fault lines. We think that was due to a wobble. We think it's because this planet X, so to speak, is traveling underneath the ecliptic and diving on a final approach. Yes, I did say that. Now just look at the earthquakes in the northern hemisphere. There's been a steady increase. And we have video. It's unbelievable video of the North Pole wobbling on a satellite, on a time-lapse image. You're going to love it. But the argument should be over. This thing is creating our drought. Now, we're not talking athlete's foot here, are we? No, we're not. This is a serious game we're playing here with information. And here you see, I mean, look at all this data. What is all this data? What is this picture about? It's about the second solar wind that they never told you about. And what's really unfortunate is that all of these satellites, even ACE, has a database for the interplanetary helium. And it's unfortunate that people who have thrown ACE statistics, ACE data, SOHO data on cosmic rays, they've thrown it in your face. And all the time in the exact same database were measurements on a second solar wind that they said absolutely could not exist. So they were either wrong or they were lying. And how somebody can take such a firm position and say, no, something doesn't exist. People, this is so pathetic. It's really a comedy routine. These people proclaim to be experts that look and sound like experts, similar to some of the people on the Weather Channel. And they had these production teams behind them, and you got badgered for even mentioning Planet X. And the whole time, these people making money off their productions, mind you, uh, were using ACE satellites, swoops, DXL. They were Rosetta, RSOAT. There are so many satellites they were using, and every single one of those satellites that they used for their production also had a file of data on this interplanetary helium, hydrogen, and electrons, which describes a solar wind from a brown dwarf. Doesn't that sound pathetic? That these people were so adamant and so blatant and so abrasive and so hurtful to some people who did not deserve their wrath and their trolling wrath of their trolls. We're using data off the same satellite that was measuring the second solar wind they said absolutely didn't exist. Now, if that doesn't prove right here, right now, this second, those people are blatantly deceiving you, then you have no hope left. But meanwhile, your family's in danger. Have you not read and looked at what's going on in the world? It's time to get ready.
Hace unos días la NASA anunció oficialmente el descubrimiento del llamado noveno planeta, para algunos reconocido como Hercóbulus, Nibiru o Planeta X. Como usted sabe, el primer registro de él aparece en tablas sumerias de más de 5.000, 6.000 años de antigüedad, y hasta el día de hoy había sido una leyenda. Hoy sabemos que efectivamente existe un cuerpo masivo, muy grande, muy posiblemente del tamaño de los grandes planetas de nuestro sistema solar, que tiene una órbita alrededor del Sol, se dice de 20,000 años. Todavía hay mucho que aprender y de saber de este misterio, ya que hasta el día de hoy no se le ha logrado fotografiar. Aquí le presento la investigación de Fernando Correa.
Un equipo de astrónomos afirman tener evidencias de la existencia del noveno planeta. Nadie lo ha observado. Sin embargo, se ha logrado determinar que se localizaría 20 veces más lejos que Neptuno. Sería entre 10 y 20 veces más grande que la Tierra. Se piensa que es muy oscuro y que tiene una órbita muy alargada, dando una vuelta al Sol cada 20,000 años. Estos cálculos son posibles gracias a las observaciones de las órbitas de 14 planetoides más allá de Neptuno, en el cinturón de Kuiper. La posición, dirección y órbitas de estos planetoides no se pueden entender a menos que exista un enorme planeta muy masivo que determinaría la posición de los planetoides. Sería el quinto en tamaño después de Júpiter, Saturno, Urano y Neptuno. Esta es la investigación del noveno planeta, que está siendo relacionado con el llamado planeta oscuro, conocido como Nibiru o Hercolobus, el planeta bíblico. El 20 de enero del 2016, astrónomos del Caltech de Estados Unidos, Mike Brown y Konstantin Batygin, anunciaron que tenían evidencias de la existencia real del noveno planeta.
What we have discovered is that numerous features of the Kuiper Belt, a field of icy debris beyond the orbit of Neptune, can be understood if the solar system possesses an additional ninth planet that resides well beyond the orbits of the known planets.
De manera que el campo gravitacional y la dirección de las órbitas de los planetoides en el cinturón de Kuiper se explican por la existencia de un noveno planeta. Mike Brown en 2003 descubrió el planetoide Sedna. En 2005, los planetoides Eris y Makemake. Y en 2016 explica por qué existe el noveno planeta.
When we looked at the outer solar system, we realized that while most of the very distant objects, these objects beyond Neptune, beyond Pluto, most of these objects, they all go around the sun and they're all sort of pointing off in all different directions. But the most distant objects all swing out in one direction in a very strange way that shouldn't happen. And we realized that the only way we could get them to all swing in one direction is if there is a massive planet also very distant in the solar system, keeping them in place while they all go around the sun.
Aunque existen evidencias de la existencia del noveno planeta, aún no ha sido observado. Sin embargo, ya se está buscando con los mayores telescopios del mundo. Se calcula deberá ser observado los próximos 5 años. La confirmación de su descubrimiento seguramente resolverá el enigma del planeta oscuro llamado Nibiru o Hercolobus, el planeta bíblico conocido como Ajenjo, un planeta que se describe en la tablilla de Berlín de las crónicas de los sumerios. El noveno planeta está siendo relacionado con Nibiru en una investigación que continuará. Informó Fernando Correa.